All my ex's children are mine, and her husband is oblivious. My ex and I dated for 3 years in our early 20s. Nothing dramatic ended it. She moved for work, I stayed. We stayed friendly, texted on birthdays, wished each other luck. I genuinely liked her. Still do or did, I'm not sure anymore. We just weren't built for long distance, and neither of us fought hard enough to try. So we let it go, and life moved on the way it does. I dated other people, got into a rhythm, stopped thinking about her except in the occasional wave of nostalgia that I'd push back down by the end of the day. Then about 6 years ago, she came back to visit family, and we met up for dinner. One thing led to another, and we slept together. No conversation about what it meant. She left the next morning, and I didn't overthink it. Figured it was one of those things that happens between people who used to love each other. It happened again about 2 years after that. She was in town, we grabbed food, ended up back at my place, and then once more the year after that. Each time felt like picking up something we'd set down gently. I never asked if she was seeing anyone. She never brought it up. I had absolutely no idea she was married. I found out at a mutual friend's backyard barbecue last month. I got there late, grabbed a drink, started making small talk. Then I saw her across the yard and felt that familiar pull. She looked good, relaxed. I started walking over, and that's when I noticed the ring on her left hand. Standing next to her was a tall, thin guy, introducing himself to people with easy confidence. Her husband. His name is something common, the kind of name you immediately forget, and clinging to his legs were 3 kids. I stopped moving, just stood there holding my drink, doing the math without wanting to. 3 kids. I looked at the oldest, and something in my chest went sideways. He looked exactly like my nephew at that age. Same jaw, same ears, same tilt of the head when he was paying attention. I felt it before I could reason my way out of it. I spent the rest of that barbecue barely holding a conversation. I kept glancing over at those kids, at him, at her. She caught my eye once and looked away fast, not embarrassed, more like she'd been waiting for the moment and had already decided how to handle it. I texted her that night and asked her to call me. She did the next morning. I didn't ease into it. I asked her flat out if those kids were mine. She didn't deny it, not for a single second. She said she married him for financial stability, that she knew within the first few weeks it was a mistake, but she was already pregnant and leaving felt impossible. She said he was kind to her in the ways that are easy. He showed up, he provided, he never raised his voice. He just wasn't the person she thought she'd fallen in love with, and somewhere along the way she made peace with that gap. And then she said the part I keep hearing on a loop. She said she wanted her kids to be like me, free, easy, not rigid and performance-driven like him. So when she thought about having children, she thought about me. She said the first time wasn't planned, but after that, she knew exactly what she was doing. 3 times, deliberately, she knew. I asked what she expected me to do now that I had this information. She said she wanted me to do nothing, that she'd tell him eventually when the kids were older and could handle it better. She asked me to stay out of it entirely. No contact with her, the kids, or her husband. Someday, she said, she'd handle it someday. Someday. There are 3 kids out there right now calling another man dad. Kids with my blood, my jaw, my ears, and he is coaching their soccer games, packing their lunches, staying up when they're sick, losing sleep over every hard thing parents lose sleep over, building a whole life around children that aren't his, with zero idea. I don't know what kind of man walks away from that quietly, but I also don't know what kind of man bulldozes 3 kids' stability because he can't sit with his own discomfort. She made every single choice here. She chose to sleep with me without telling me she was married. She chose to do it again and again. She chose not to tell me I was a father. She chose to let another man raise my children while she waited for someday to arrive. And somehow, I'm the one who can't sleep. I haven't responded to her last message. 3 weeks sitting with this, and I still don't have a clear answer. I go back and forth every single day. Some days I think I owe that man the truth the way I'd want it if the roles were reversed. Other days I look at the image of those 3 kids laughing by the grill and I can't bring myself to be the thing that shatters their world. What I know is I can't pretend I don't know. I can't run into them and smile like I'm a stranger passing through, because I'm not a stranger. I just didn't know that until last month.